This is TVC News with your host, only One Kenobi. Hello there! So, a lot of the stuff I'm going to show you in this video is not new news, but it's kind of recent. I didn't get around to doing a video last Wednesday because I was reviewing the book of Boba Fett and that took a lot of my time. And so, I've only just now got around to sitting down to talk about some stuff, and people have been asking me, so apologies for the wait. But actually, it doesn't really matter because some new stuff was announced last night, including the Mayfeld figure and the Cosca Reeves and all that. So good. So now I can kind of round it all up for you. So where do we begin here? So last Wednesday I came into my house and I made a cup of tea, and my mission was to watch the Book of Boba Fett episode 7 and then review that. But while the tea was brewing, I thought, well, I'm going to have a quick look at this Hasbro Pulse stream, which had only just finished. I kind of skipped through it, on the time bar, and just to get a flavour of what they announced. Then I got a text off my mate telling me the price of the Jabba's thing, because obviously I could tell in the video as I was skipping through they had a playset, and it was a Jabba's Palace playset thing. And I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was just the same size as the Navarro Cantina and also the Jabba's Palace we got a while ago with the Han Solo and Carbonite and all that. And somebody texted me with a price, telling me it was over 200, and I thought, my God, I was outraged. However, I subsequently have found out that it is a lot bigger and the detail is fantastic. So I really, number one, I can't wait to get this thing. I have put an order in for one. I'm not getting more than one. And look at it, it's just really, really good. It's going to be great. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to display it in my loose room because it won't fit on one of my shelves, but I have a rough idea where I might put it, but still, brilliant. I still do think it is an expensive item, but if you compare it to, say, a top-class vehicle, that's 350, say, for the Razor Crest, that's the same sort of price as a Rancor would have cost you if you bought, well, it's obviously not going to happen, the Haslab Rancor, but still, if you think about what you could do with this, the play features or the Instagrammability, if you want to call it that, is massive, and the piece itself is big and it looks fun. It looks great. I'm totally more content now with the price of it and its potential, should we say. So that is that. I just wanted to get that out of the way, that I do concur if you're someone who thinks it's expensive, and I would understand why you were trying to dodge it. I would not have bought this had it been the same size as the Navarro set and the Tantive play set and the previous Jabba's Palace. This is significantly bigger and more detailed, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can use this to you could totally redo it out to make a this is what I love about it. You could have a Return of the Jedi thing going on here, or you could have Fat Bib, or you could do what I'm going to do, which is to have it as a strictly Book of Boba Fett thing, because crazy as it sounds, you could populate this with loads of characters, Tessic, Reese, Yakface, all the gang, but it's so beautiful to look at. I actually just want it as an empty space and have Fennec there and Boba. This is when I first get it, I quite fancy just mocking up that. I don't really want Fat Bib in the chair just because that just exists for one short moment when he gets blown away. I'll keep that carded, I think. Don't particularly want him loose, but I do fancy having Fennec and Fett together on the throne. Yeah, don't forget now, I recently got a Jabba's throne, which cost a lot of money. That cost me over £200 in itself on the secondary market. Now with that, I got the, you do check out my review. I got Jabba, I got Ula, which is what I really wanted, and I got a throne, kind of, that slab thing, and then that's it. It's crazy to think that with this, you get a hell of a lot more than that, although the Jabba is amazing. So, who are you who is watching this now? Are you somebody who has a Jabba? I worry about this. I've got 2 Jabbas in my life now. I've got the one that came with the barge, and I've got one I just forked out £200 for. Now, that's because I've spent, number one, a lot of money on that Shadows of the Darkside thing. And I also was lucky enough to get a barge. Now, what about other people, though? I feel very sorry for a lot of people because there is no other option to get a Jabba in 3 3/4 inch unless you get a crappy Power of the Force 2-1 or something else. I don't know, but a lot of people will want to mock up the Return of the Jedi with this, and it's sad that you're not going to get a Jabba. But then again, would you want a Jabba? Look at the throne, right? That is tailor-made for the Book of Boba Fett. That's why I want to make full use of that throne and have it on the slab throne, which was what Jabba used to lie on, with the chaise lounge. But, so, for my own personal collecting room now, I'm going to keep the slab and the Jabba from the Darks, what's it called? Shadows of the Darkside line, which I recently bought. Because I've got a separate shelf for like kind of a mock-up of a Jabba's palace. And then this I'm going to keep exclusively for the Book of Boba Fett. However, my fear of that is that it's going to be very empty. It's not going to have many of the entourage members in it. But then again, as I say, this looks so nice that I just want to see what it's like close up, man. It's brilliant. You could have a few other characters. Like I might put my 8D8 in the background or something. And maybe if I can get hold of a Black Chrysanthemum, that would look pretty cool, man. I don't know. I just think it looks great. And then, you know, if I get bored of that, I'm talking about myself here, but I'm hoping that you can relate to that. You can obviously use this for whatever you want. Return of the Jedi. Brilliant. Remove the seated throne and put your Jabba in there. It's going to be brilliant. All these little intricate details just look amazing. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough now. So if I go right from the very beginning of all of the stuff that was announced, and it started with this Clone Wars Trooper. Now, I was disappointed with this because I've said for a long time I want to get another 501st Trooper, but not on that card. I would have had or preferred an alternative for Revenge of the Sith and had Apo on the front. That's just been a long time desire of mine, but this image ironically looks quite like the Apo image, although, well, look at it, it's animated. And then the badge is Clone Wars. I would really not associate the 501st in that capacity anyway with the Clone Wars very heavily. And I don't shout at the screen. By that I don't mean that they're not in it. They are in it. And then you've got the likes of the big hitters. You've got Fives, Jesse, Echo, Hardcase and all that lot. You know, they're all 501st Rex. But these grunts are in there as well. But I don't know, man. I just think that Revenge of the Sith card would have really impressed me. I would have loved that. And then, yeah, the figure again. I've said it before. Darn that oversized helmet, man. Still with us. And look, it really does look oversized because of the fact that he doesn't have pauldrons and stuff. But you know, they're never gonna sort it. You know, they've had umpteen opportunities to do that, going right back to the 41st Elite Corps Trooper. That was their chance to address that helmet size issue, but they haven't done it. Here is Yoda, which is cool. It's quite funny. It surprises me that we haven't had a Yoda like this in the vintage collection. Now bear with me, let me explain myself here. I thought we had, but we haven't. I was about to sort of say to Hasbro, come on, give us the alternative card back image that I constantly go on about. But the thing about this card back is that we had it in the retro collection, yes. Going back even further than that, we had it in the VOTC, a very important line of figures. It's what kickstarted the idea, the concept, or whatever, the germ of the vintage collection. But this Yoda is the first time really we've had an Empire Yoda on a vintage collection card. It's just weird because it feels like we have, because I think it's just my own reflection when we think about Yoda and what they could have done for him. You know, bringing him out twice in the Black Series, on the orange card and then the blue card. You know, and in my head and in many people's heads, we all thought about the vintage collection and what it could have been. But here he is now. He's here. Don't forget, you've also had him in a special action figure set as well. I concur. And also, of course, the infamous Canadian Yoda does rock that image. But that's on a Return of the Jedi card. And it's a Revenge of the Sith figure. But still, here he is now. You've got Yoda as he is on Dagobah in Empire Strikes Back, which is his main movie, I'd say, of the trilogy. And there he is, and the figure does look pretty good. It's very like the one you got in the Black Series, but I'd say that facial sculpt is you know, superior. So I'll be interested to see that loose. Oh, there's our 501st again. These images might not be in the best order, but, you know, just sort of screen grabbed away over the week. There's Yoda again, back to Yoda. And then that is it. Here's the palace. And as I said before, the detail is just immense. Can't wait to get this. Look at the steps. Really nice, that, in it. And look at it, that's what I mean. I wouldn't want to put loads of characters in there. You could. But I think that's just in itself a character. Really good. And look at all these accessories. Look at that. The spit, of course. Oh, lost the screen. You've got the... You can have a a salacious monkey lizard there. Got all these things here. Brilliant. The cloth, the fire, the pedestal things. Really good. The light vents as well for Instagram shots is going to be good. There's Fat Bib on the throne. Yeah. Shame we didn't get people like Bosk in the Book of Boba Fett, isn't it? And Dengar, but you know, you can still have those fellas in the background, maybe. Do whatever you want. God. Whatever you want to do. You're free to choose what you choose to choose. There it is, empty there. And as we've noticed, they've got the... Sorry, the quality of that image is not very good as I zoom in, but you've got the gargoyles there or whatever on the front. There's like the ones from Jabba's era. That's better painted, that as well. That's like the one I got in the recent one from the Shadows of the Darkside line, but the ones on the side, you'll see them in a minute. Here they are. That is a Rancor head, that. Brilliant. That's nice that so many people have been 3D printing this piece, and now you're going to get it for real, which is great. Look at it. That is awesome. That design is brilliant of that throne. It reminds me of the Hollywood Tower Hotel. If you know Hollywood Studios, you'll know what I mean. It's got that kind of Art Deco-y style, and then it's got aged metal. You know, you've got that green thing on the copper. It's not algae, is it? But it's like a reaction, isn't it, of the metal when it's out in the open. And look at these cracks and stuff here. Brilliant. You get all of that around the Hollywood Tower Hotel. They've aged it, obviously. Man-made aging, but it still is effective. And it looks good. That, well done, Hasbro. I'm loving this. Look at that, the food. The spotchka. Brilliant. Really like it. The cloth sits on so well. That's what they did in the other Jabba set, which I wish they would do that. They could still do that. They could bring out Jabba some way or shape or form. A proper one like they did so many years ago. 2010 they last did that. Jabba the Hutt on the throne. It'd be nice if they packed him into this, wouldn't it? So you had the power to choose what era you wanted. You could have the Bib era or the Jabba era, but still. And there they are. That's cool, isn't it, man? I've just been watching the Book of Boba Fett again, watching it in chronological order. So as opposed to when I first watched... Oh, there's Shabby there. So a shout out to Shabby. 666 subscribers, so I did a tweet with that image and talked about how I remember when I had 666 and I tweeted or posted a picture of the Deveronian or whatever his name is from the cantina. But anyway, well done, Shabby. Go subscribe to Shabby if you haven't already. And then that's it, really. What was I talking about? Yeah, so it was nice to watch it in order, you know, all the way through with no breaks. Because previously when you watch the Book of Boba Fett, you have to watch it and there's a week wait. You have to wait for a week before the next one. With this, I just watched it all in a line and I had a clearer concept of, you know, his story a bit more, you know, why he wanted to be a daimyo, even though it still doesn't make 100% sense why he would go that path. But I think they could have made a few more choices there that were better. I still feel that standing army at the end should have been Tusken Raiders. It would have given everything so much more depth. Anyway, this was announced last night, apparently, or yesterday. And you've got here, what's he called? Axe Woves. Is it Woves? Excuse me, I can never get this fella's name right. I can never remember his name. I knew Cosca Reeves' name, but this fella's name I hadn't learned. But he doesn't really do a hell of a lot, this guy. He just sort of takes a backseat to girl power. No, I'm all for that, man. I'm not against that at all. But it's funny, he doesn't do anything, does he? He's rubbish. Moving on. But the figure's quite good. His armor shape is quite like Mando's. as in the first Mandalorian Din Djarin. Very nice. And tell you what though, I prefer the other ones to this guy. I don't like the colour of his helmet, but it's nice. He's got that kind of like a bit of Mando and a bit of Boba Fett going on there, hasn't he? Not so much armour and around his vital organs. There he is. That's a good pose. Looks good there, man. Cool. Very nice. Next one. Oh, it's still him. With his gun there. Yeah, I like him, man. He's cool. I like that. Nice figure. It's going to be great to get all three of them together. I know that much. And speaking of three of them, here's Cosca Reeves. Let's not forget how good the Bo-Katan figure was. That was like my figure of the year for 2021. But this also looks really good. Again, I can't wait to get all three of them together. Card back. Did I mention the card back for this fella? Let's go back to him. The image is alright. I like that thing in the background. Reminds you of that planet. Tusk, or whatever it was called. I thought it was Mancala when I first saw it, but no. This image is... I don't know, man. Very computery, isn't it? And that's all I've got for her. I've got some more images of her later, don't worry. And then here's Mayfeld. Miggs. Look at him, man. Bill Burr. Brilliant. So that's just the card back. Bear with me. This is the Mandalorian figure that was recently mentioned. Goes back a few days, this now. That is obviously Din Djarin in his tank driver uniform. Which is nice. There he is. Some shots of the facial sculpt there. It's alright, I guess. His hair's quite floppy there. Too bad. Nice pose. I was going to colour in a tank driver from Rogue One with a green felt tip at one point, but now I don't need to. More screen grabs here of Cosca Reeves. And aha. There she is. Look at that. Yeah, man. As I say, Bo-Katan kicked absolute ass. She looks like she's going to kick ass as well. Brilliant facial sculpt. Careful, princess. That was a good scene as well between those two. Just kicking off with Boba Fett. Look at that figure, man. That looks insane. That looks so good. I screen grabbed this one as well. It's quite a good image. The way they got him removing the helmet. That's just sort of gives you a flash. It looks very Pedro Pascal of facial lips there, isn't it? Very good. Look at that one. You see, that's quite good. I'm not sure if I like the neck. Looks a bit long or something. It looks a bit gawky, but yeah, it's all right. I've seen worse figures than that. God. And this one is Miggs. It's got this orange background for Mando, Din Djarin, and then Miggs is red. I like this one. It's different from the. It's good that they've made it different. Well, weathering wise, same figure, isn't it? But still, brilliant episode. That it was nice to be on the side of the Empire, wasn't it? It was really good. They were the good guys briefly, except when that asshole in the mess hall where he got blown away by him, didn't he? It's brilliant. That Operation Cinder. How about a toast to Operation Cinder? There's a man who knows his history. Brilliant, that. Absolutely brilliant. Top class the Mandalorian was. Brilliant. If only this last thing that we've seen could have been as consistent, but still. And this was a nice image just from that angle there. Really good. That is the last image I have screen grabbed, ladies and gentlemen. But these are awesome items. Look at them. God bless the 3 3/4 inch line. God bless you, Hasbro, for making this good stuff. And I have not been paid to say that. This is just me reacting to this good stuff that they have released. The Black Chrysanthemum that they have showed in the Black Series is laughable. And I'm not laughing at your Black Series collectors. I'm laughing at them. What are they doing with that? That's terrible. Bruh. And I really hope that, and you know, it'd be interesting to see what the Black Chrysanthemum, they're shabby again, Black Chrysanthemum looks like in 3 3/4 inch. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that video. Do leave your thoughts below in the comments. If I missed anything, oh, I have missed something. They announced this, Anakin Skywalker, which is great. They're going to bring out a normal Padawan Anakin, which is hopefully going to be a repack of the the Black Series one. There were two Black Series ones. I did talk about this in a recent video. The second one they brought out was bob on. It was so like Hayden Christensen. I mean, they could even improve on that with the facial scan tech, but it was almost like they'd used facial scan tech for that one. It was so good. But still, I look forward to that one immensely, and I'll have that loose and carded. That'd be awesome. All good in the 3.75 hood. Isn't it? Anyway, thank you for listening. I have been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.